We are here at the entrance of the Foothills Open Learning Center in Salem. It's a school designed for play school, started as a Montessori, but now they are adding many more interesting interactive activities between the children. Since it is for children, we had to design it with variety and beauty and speciality and lot of attractions. Let us see what are we looking at. Here we enter the building, and as we come, we can see what we call as the perforated wall, perforated jali we call it also, perforated brick walls, and this particular arch entrance that we are seeing here, we may say it is influenced by the European Gothic arch. It is not. It is called as catenary arch. It's a very special kind of arch. So we will be entering the school through this very special arch. And all over here, it's very natural. Down here, if you see, there is rough granite stone itself. So there has been no attempt to create a very, what you may call as a polished ceramic or anything of the kind. As we come into this entrance of this larger hall, if you look up, we notice that the ceiling has a lot of mud pots. We call it as a filler block with mud pots. We can also different kind of filler slabs. In this particular case, so we place the mud pots first, then we do the concreting on top. So one can notice that system over here at the entrance. It is a combination of here what we call as frame construction and load bearing. So it's a composite construction system here. If you walk to the prayer room and also the resource center with books and other information over here in this space, once again one can notice a natural oxide finish, hollow clay block walls, and up there if you look up we can see the vaulted hurdy roof we call. Basically it's a clay material, hollow clay material only, but the way we design and build it, we call it as a vaulted hurdy roofing system. And all the bookshelves are more like a niche cupboard. Incidentally, they are more like a bay window. When we see from outside, we see them with some corbelling also happening over there. And of course, when we are standing here, we have the deity. You can see Saraswati and Nataraja. Something unique about this space, because one thing about this whole school we did was everything should open to everything else. So what happened in the process, we had this round arch, and then there are arches and arches happening beyond. So when somebody is sitting here, they can see the beauty of this arch over there. Well, right now it's raining here and one can hear the sound of the rain. And I may as well add here that this project has been designed to be with nature. We have tried to save trees, we are using well water, there's rainwater harvesting, there's biogas unit, and rain comes in, sun comes in. On the right side, if you look, there is a sand pit happening over here, and of course it's right at the entrance to ensure the children get excited by the idea. So we have the sand pit over there. Initial idea was actually to keep it all open, even to let the rain come in. That was the initial idea, to let the rain come in. But then due to various other reasons, we thought of covering it up. And as we come further on, there is the open air theatre here. Here we have what we call as a curved window which is rolling, and it creates a kind of a indoor outdoor complete connectivity across the whole spaces. Walking further little more into this so-called central space. Now this is the real spot with amazing beauty here. A lot of people I believe have said that when they come in they say wow at it. We have been designing and we have seen the building for long many time, so we assume there is a wow feeling here. So when we come here, what we notice is, again it opens to the sliding folding door and the amphitheatre, and now we are walking on one side of the building. We are on the one side. So once we come here, we can see the central space, what we call as a central spine, opens on the left side to the dining and the kitchen area, and the right side to the main activity hall, which we will be seeing in a short while. So once we come into this dining and kitchen area, incidentally the school is one where children are taught everything. It's a play school, Montessori and beyond Montessori. They are taught actual cooking as well to some of them. Anyway, otherwise also cookery session as a play happens here. Children wash their own plates, so they are taught a lot of self-reliance. So here is the main dining and the kitchen. The speciality here is, of course, one, there are these antique columns one can see which segregates the central hall to the dining area. So it's very informal, everything is open, but there are these so-called very subtle divisions which creates the inside outside or the that side and this side kind of feeling. Over here, now here one can see the beauty of the rainfall coming in here at a very interesting moment when it's raining. So you can see the rain coming in, and they have their oven where they make their bread. Of course right now no bread is being baked, so it's okay. And the school has a small storeroom. The storeroom also has a skylight, and inside the storeroom one can see the colored rammed earth, but you can see the rammed earth wall behind the oven, even in this area also. Colored rammed earth wall with an open to rain skylight courtyard, and there is a toilet of course over there. As we go around the kitchen, we can start seeing the hollow clay block vault, V-A-U-L-T vault, the curved roof happening up there on the top. So when you are looking at this side of the kitchen, we notice that there is a curved wall, exposed brickwork, perforated jolly wall and the glass. So we are able to look out into the amphitheatre area. Then as we walk further on, we move into the main activity hall. As we come here, there is another view here. So in a way this building actually offers multiple views from different locations. To my right hand side we can see the multi-purpose outdoor area, and there is a biogas plant also there. This project also incorporates some very interesting, unique ecological ideas like the toilet waste etc. comes into what we call as a DWAT system, decentralized water treatment system, sewage system, and also we have the biogas unit for all the kitchen waste, and the biogas produced from this biogas unit is also used for cooking purposes. Incidentally, this is a very interesting space with the wooden planks used for the attic and the mezzanine, and also there is a wooden ladder through which the children will be going up. Now as we come further, we can again notice the flooring here. So the black oxide, white cement, green, the way the whole place is done up as naturally as it can. And another of the attractions here is the covered but indoor space for varied activities over here in this space. There is another wide opening window door just like earlier one, which opens to the outside over there. However, one of the most unique things happening here is behind me. This room has a dome. It's a brick dome built, one can see on top, brick dome built without what we call a centering and shuttering. It's a natural dome built up, and there are also four glass openings on top. So when there is sunlight, the light keeps moving across the room as such. There is also some very interesting mural, because this school suggests and believes that children should be brought up to live with nature. So there is a wall mural which connects it all with the sense of spirituality. There is a theory called eco-spirituality, and a lot of people now believe in it. We should look at ecology and spirituality together, and that way I think this school indirectly suggests that. Then we come into the other so-called indoor but outdoor space. One can hear the echo of my voice or reverberation because this is a little smaller area, enclosed area, and completely finished natural. There is a stone slab roofing, stone slab seats, and which also doubles up as the steps, and of course the complete view that one can see through the round so-called horseshoe arch. This project looks at, there is what we can call as a horseshoe arch here, there is a round arch across over there, and at the entrance we had already seen the catenary arches. So there are three kinds of arches which are used here. There are many other arches which people can build with, like segmental arch etc., but we have not made use of those more commonly found arches here. To my left hand side, there is a curving wall, which is staggered curving wall in 3 parts. These walls are built using a technology called rat trap bond. There is a void inside the wall, popularized by Laurie Baker. So it's eco-friendly, of course, cost-effective, saves on resources. And this alone has been painted white to create that kind of a contrast inside the space. And as we go around the whole thing, so we can notice the jali ventilators, fixed glass, and the whole thing opening out to the sand pit over there. As we walk along this hall, we see the other side, which actually is not a side, but it is another big arch opening, just like we saw and what we came through a while ago. So this overlooks into the sand pit and also the round arch, which was part of the prayer hall and the resource center, the library, which we saw a while ago. As we come around, this is another of those directions in this whole building, which is extremely nice. A lot of people have appreciated this in a very big way. You can see this wall, which is largely a perforated wall, jali wall. There are 3 arches of different sizes. There are openings on top. We have fiber sheet on top to bring in natural light. Then we have the curve, English curved roof on top, done with the clay Hurdi roofing systems. And from here, once again, with the arch behind me and in front of me, one can notice the way the space opens up. This particular space is used, of course, by children for a lot of their activities, and they are all kept here. Every morning the children are brought here and they all sit on their mats or on their stools or whatever, and the multiple activities they get engaged with. Then we walk back into the central hall again, and as we come, there's another view angle. We were discussing earlier how this building allows multiple view angles to look at. So there are spaces getting connected, there are materials, single material approach basically, so there is a symphony of single material going around here. So when you come here again, we start seeing the open space, and whether I see onto my right or left or wherever, there are spaces which are flowing, very fluid, connected kind of spaces, and lot of daylight factor. Even now, it has just rained heavily and outside was hugely overcast, but inside this school there was so much of daylight, so that way it's been, and also of course fresh air movement which was happening here. We walk back, and as we walk back, there is a steps of course going down, there's a ramp going on the other side, so that of course it has to be child friendly, so naturally there's a ramp. And even when we come here, we tend to notice the water body and the open air theatre over there, and of course the large expanse of space in front over there. In principle, the school has been built to be within nature and also natural inside, nature outside. That's the kind of a school it is.